Hola folks. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. It is me, Rich, AWOL Mallorca, back on your screens, currently treading tarmac on my way to the start of the route up to Migdia. I did a video about that. Can't remember if it was beginning of this year or end of last year. Time flies. So I won't do much videoing on the way up because you can always refer back to that one. It is the 25th of November 2017. It's about 10 degrees up in the mountains here. Got a couple of k's to hike to the start of the route, and then I think it's about an hour and a half to the top, and fingers crossed spend the night up there. I don't think there's going to be much of a sunset, unfortunately, and the sunrise will probably be blocked by Muciojad tomorrow morning, but I saw a couple of guys bivvying up here in the snow, and I just thought, oh, I've got to do that one day, and here we are. Not the nicest bit of trekking. It feels about 5 degrees in here. The wind's whipping through, so I'll be glad to get back out the other side, and I think there's even a bit of sun out at the moment, so warm myself back up again. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So that's where I'm hoping to stay the night, up there, and then that down there, which may be difficult to make out because you're on the GoPro, is Muciojad. It's only a short section of the road, but I cannot wait to get off of it. Must be some sort of scooter rally going on today or something. The two-stroke is overpowering. So I'm off the road and into a nice bit of oak woodland, which is lovely. I remember from last time I did this trail that the first bit is really rough and there's no cairns really to speak of. But as long as I keep following the torrent up through, I'll meet some cairns eventually. In fact, I recognise this bit from last time. I think I just stumbled upon the path again. Yep, there's a cairn. Here we are on a Saturday afternoon, end of November, climbing a girt hill and sweating a lot. And I used to have a tendency to go off in the mountains without telling anybody where I was going. Of course I don't do that now, because it's bloody stupid. As I found out one day, I wasn't particularly hard hike or anything. It was up through a torrent, wading through water occasionally up to my chest, stuff like that. And I stopped to take a picture of a tree growing out of the cliff. I was in like a canyon, so there's maybe probably 200 metre high cliffs on either side. And it was maybe 10-15 metres wide where I was, and there was a tree growing out of the cliff. So I stopped to take a picture, standing in the water. I moved to my left maybe a foot, 30 centimetres, and just as I did that, this huge rock about the size of my head came off the top of the cliff and impacted where I'd been standing like seconds earlier. Had I not moved, I would have most certainly been killed, I reckon, and nobody would have known about it apart from some unfortunate passerby who just happened to stumble upon my bloody corpse. Just up there on the ridge, it's where we encountered the fence line for the Zona Militar. I think that's how you pronounce it. Basically a military zone. You've seen the big radar on top quite a few times by now, I'm sure, if you've watched any of the videos. Probably know what it's all about. Americans bought the tallest peak in Mallorca back in the late 60s, chopped 9 metres off of it and put a radar up there to keep an eye on those pesky Russians. At least that's the story as I know it, so correct me if I'm wrong. I just noticed there's a little scratch right in the middle of the lens, but hopefully, because it's such a wide angle, it won't pick that up. I should be okay. Must have caught it in the truck or something. Don't remember that sign last time, but this hole in the fence was there. So we'll give it a go, see what happens. There is actually a CCTV camera there, but the base down at the bottom, there's about 2 cars in it, so that's not very well manned. Oops, sun in the lens. And I'm not entirely sure how many people are up here, but you're only on the road for a very short time, as you can see, maybe 30 metres. By the time they got up down here, you'd be halfway up the mountain anyway, so hope you can see this. I just love watching the clouds reacting with the cliffs. Stunning, especially with that sun behind them. Absolutely amazing. And the ravens flying by. You might just be getting sun glare, but I can see them. Thanks, Mallorca, for spoiling the top of a beautiful mountain. Look at those views. I think I've well, almost certainly said this before, but people go, why'd you do it? Why'd you go up in the hills? Especially unhealthy, unfit people. They really don't get it. And well, the answer's behind me. It's just breathtaking, awesome. So why wouldn't you? Beautiful. There's a bit of rosemary. What I need now is a bit of lamb and some mint sauce and a fire and some roast spuds, onions, bowl of garlic, and what else? Broccoli, would be nice. Oh, some roasted parsnips. That'd be bloody lovely right now. Bit of gravy. What I actually have is Ainsley Harriet couscous. I was going to say risotto, it's couscous. Mug shots. I got some chorizo actually to go into the couscous. Yeah, and a couple other bits and bobs. So, you know, almost as nice. Woo, buddy, that's a view. Regarde. Anybody who knows their YouTube will know where those two catchphrases come from. Two exceptional channels, just about to be enveloped by cloud. Say goodbye to that view for a bit. So yeah, like I was saying, two exceptional channels. Hayes Outdoors and old Shug. Can't remember what it is now. Shug Emery? Something like that. If you don't already know him, head on over. Hayes Outdoors has got a filthy potty mouth, but his videos are awesome, and he loves a nice beer, which I forgot to get for tonight, which is a pain. So yeah, it's just mug shots and water tonight. Haven't even got any tea bags, but yes, such is life. This route, as I probably mentioned in the other video, is just one long severe uphill slog. Done about 6 k's in an hour and 40, but hopefully I'm holding the camera straight, so hopefully that will kind of illustrate, and it's all on this sort of like loose gravel, but yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you got to have a good pair of lungs on you, and legs obviously, but it just goes straight up pretty much. This section reminds me of climbing that bit of the Ring of Steel. That path, which was basically on scree, and you just sort of pick your way through the most solid looking bits. Kind of similar to that. And then you've got these big slabs of bare rock, which are actually awesome grip under the cheapo trail shoes that I'm trying out from Decathlon. Like I said, I want to get into a bit of fell running or trail running, whatever the hell they call it, and do the GR221, which is the long distance trail that me and my mate Pablo did last December, and we want to try and do that in like one hit, maybe a night in Valdemossa in between. So this is the plan anyway, but we all know the saying, the best laid plans go to waste and all that, so might end up getting fat and lazy and watching TV. Who knows? Who knows? I got so excited then. Saw some patches of white just over yonder, because they did forecast snow earlier in the week up at altitude, which I am, but that's moved on now. The bad weather's moved on, fingers crossed, to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday or something. What it actually was all of this, it's lichen. I think that stuff's lichen anyway. Yeah, so oh yes, here we go, boys and girls. This is why we come up here. Amazing views and steep drops, and we've got 1 out of 2 at the moment because they never change, but the views on the other hand change every minute. Oh wow, look at the state of that, beautiful. Holy moly. Wow. Don't know if you can tell, there's a bloody great big drop down there. Amazing. There's the sea over there behind those clouds. Ooh, yes. This is just incredible. Absolutely incredible with this cloud hanging around. Up above it right now, it's just amazing. Look at that. Just incredible. Jacket on, just looking for the summit that I want, because there's like 4 along here, and I can't remember which one it is. Hopefully you can hear me, but it's got like a nice semicircle of rocks, nice flat spot on top to spend the night, and I think it's closer to Penyal rather than Soyer end. So if that is the case, then I won't have a view of Soyer tonight, but I'm not too bothered about that because the clouds are coming back to and forth, so just want to get settled down now. I think it is, yeah, it's 4:30, so I've got an hour until sundown. cold and windy now. Yeah, so I want to get settled in, get the bivy bag set up, and make myself some dinner. Yeah, the thermometer on my bag is saying about 6 degrees, but I don't think that's taken into account the wind chill, so yeah, it's proper cold. Oh wow. And suddenly the skies are clear. It's that time of year where the sea's still quite warm. It's probably got to be 15, 16 degrees. But the air temperature's cooled down so much. So you get these amazing cloud formations sweep up the mountains. Just incredible up here. So this is where I'm heading. I believe this summit here, as you can see, is 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Puig Migdia is the one that I'm standing on, but it's a little bit confusing from the map, so I'll have to check it out. But look at that, boys and girls. Look at that. Well, not in all my days have I seen a better bivvy spot than this one. Fucking hell. Excuse my language, hope you didn't pick that up. But wow. Just awesome. Oh wow. Yeah, you see the radar again. This is incredible. I mean, got room for me, maybe someone else in here. Then over here got another one. Plenty of room for possibly 2 people in there. And then here, bit of a squeeze, bit more rocky, that one. So stick someone you don't like in that one. But I think I'm going to have a good night here. Yeah. So here we go, folks. My spot for the night. Let me show you around my room. Again, I just can't get over it, it's amazing. A couple of ravens out there soaring around, enjoying themselves in the last of the light. And we got Andratches over there in the distance, you can't see it. I can't actually make out Galazzo from here. It's just beyond that little tuft of clouds over there. Palmer down there. The hill in the background, hopefully you can see it, like way in the distance, looks like a silhouette. That is Aranda. And you might be able to make out a big expanse of buildings down there. That will be Inca. You got Alcudia Bay up there, Poyensa Bay in the background there. Embassment de Cuba, or Cuba Reservoir down there. Staggering, I think is the word I would use. Staggering. And fingers crossed We're going to have an amazing sunset as well now, as long as this cloud stays off, which looks like it's doing. It's spectacular. And lots of other words beginning with S, but no bad ones. So yeah, I'm going to switch the battery in this because I think it's going to die. Put a new battery in it and get ready for a sunset time lapse, which is going to be about half an hour. It's going to go down. We're finished. So yeah, catch you in a bit. I am definitely going to have to renew this stove. It's burning incredibly inefficiently. Normally that water would be boiled by now. It's only half a cup, 350 mils, and yeah, it's still going like 5 minutes later. Currently have a couple of ravens soaring around above me. If they're hoping for a bit of food. Maybe they think I'm going to cark it in the night. Peck out my eyes. I don't know. I'm currently on an unnamed peak of 1,398 meters in height. So this will be the highest I've ever wild camped at. So yeah, nearly 1,500 meters. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the sunset's not going to work, unfortunately, because although there's no cloud round here in the immediate vicinity, there's loads all out on the horizon. So, but I've got the GoPro going anyway, and we'll see what comes of it. Might make it to video, might not. We shall see. But it's bloody awesome out here. Incredible. So it is 25 to 6. The sun has gone, but there wasn't a great sunset. I got a nice little time lapse on the iPhone though. That was going for quite a while, so I'll probably put that in. You would have already seen that if I am going to put it in. The water has boiled. I've got the mug shot steeping, so I'm going to have that. Probably have a couple of breakfast bars. I am inside the sleeping bag at the moment. The thermometer is saying 4 degrees, I think it is, but that's like ambient temperature. Is out of the wind, so in the wind it's proper cold. I've got the normal Vango ultralight 900, I think it is. Like I said earlier, the British Army bivvy bag, usual Thermarest Neo Air X light, I can't remember, the yellow one. Ultralight, I think it's called. Yeah, and I've also, if I do get cold tonight, I've also got I can't remember what it is now, the SOL survival bivvy bag. So I can slip into that as well if it does get cold. Yeah, all is good. Gonna have my mug shot, like I say, a couple of breakfast bars, watch a couple of episodes of Blue Planet, and then have some dinner, couscous, and chorizo, and then just lay here looking up at the stars all night. Catch you later.
So I don't know if you guys can hear this, but the earlier reports of clear weather during the evening were wrong. It is now raining, and I find myself in a slightly non-waterproof British Army bivvy bag, which is obviously not good news. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning, I think. It's due to stop around about 1-2ish, so it could be a cold night, I think. And slippery descent down to the truck in the morning, which will be fun. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Morning folks, it is 7:30. The sun has apparently risen, I think, but as you can probably tell, I'm still in the bivvy. It is raining a little bit out there, has been all night to be honest. The sleeping bag did get damp, but it hasn't got through to me, so it's not been too bad actually. I'm just going to wait for a bit more light and then pack up and try and head down. It's going to be slippery, so it's going to take a while, but yeah, there won't be any filming for obvious reasons, so I think this will probably be it until I get back to the car anyway. So yeah, not a bad night, but could have been better. Obviously, but yeah, alright, catch you in a bit. Right, so it's 20 to 9, as you can see. No trace. It stopped raining, but it's getting fairly cold, so I've taken the decision to head on down slowly, because visibility is not great at all, as you can see. Rocks are going to be slippery, so I'm just going to take my time and yeah, get back to the truck. You can probably see from the camera that I'm shaking a bit, so yeah, I need to get out of here now. Didn't bother with messing around with food and that, because I've got some breakfast bars and a banana and that, so I'll wait until I get home for something hot. But yeah, catch you in a bit. Amazing views this morning. So that up there, I believe, is where I stayed last night. And this is what I've got to go down this morning. Excuse the hair, I haven't had time to perm it this morning. Yeah, it's a lot easier to see the path on the way down than it is on the way up, so that's nice. And the lower I get, this cloud is dispersing, so yeah, it's all good. But yes, onward and downward in this case. Actually quite thankful for the lack of visibility this morning. A vehicle's just come down from the radar station heading down towards the army base, so I don't know, even though this is a well trodden route and it's on the map, I don't know what the rules are. I don't know whether I could be fined or something, especially as I got the camping gear on my back, and like I've said a few times before, camping here is illegal apart from on campsites. So yeah, Not sure what would have happened there if they'd seen me. There we go. Back down on the road. Get back under that fence as quick as possible before somebody else comes up or down. That CCTV camera looked pretty well cared for, so I'm assuming it's still in operation. Don't speak to the camera and walk at the same time. Right. That CCTV camera looked pretty well cared for, so I presume it's still in operation. Whether anybody's actually looking at it or not, just sat there fast asleep eating his donuts. You can't eat donuts when you're fast asleep, can you? There you go. Right, and then here we go. Back under the fence and onto a proper path. So if you watched my other Penyal de Migdia video, you'd have heard me talking about the ridge walk that I wanted to do like the following day back round to the car, which is there. And as you can see, it's quite obscured, so I won't be doing that today. I'm just going to head straight down. I wouldn't normally be using a hiking pole, but it just fell out of my bag and I can't bother to take the bag off to put it back, so I thought, screw it, I shall use it on the way down. Might come in handy. So yeah, off we go. One of the many snow pits that are dotted around the mountains. Probably the reason why this path exists. I used to come up here and collect snow / ice and then ferry it down into the towns and villages below via mules. I can only assume that when they built it there was a lot more snow, because it seems pretty ridiculous to go to all that effort to build snow pits like that, and also little snow huts for, what did we have last year, maybe 4 or 5 days of snow up here. Just so serene and quiet up here, it's nice. Almost don't want to go back. Back down into the woods now. Been going for just over an hour. Yeah, it's all misty and yeah, kind of like almost like you imagine in a fairy tale. Pretty amazing. Just the pitter patter of water from the trees and a bit of rain. There's something quite eerie about oak woodland. I don't know what it is. It's just no. Strange feeling I get when I'm walking through it.
especially on days like today. Another thing with the oak woodland is that we don't have anything that eats the acorns, so the ground is thick with them this time of year. On the home stretch now. Just got to hope the truck's still there. Had an awesome dream last night. I obviously had the pitter patter of rain hitting the canvas, but I dreamt that it was snow. It was very nice. I even dreamt that I opened up the front of the bivvy bag and the moon was out and the flakes of snow falling down on the ground. What actually happened was I woke up, opened the front of the bivvy bag and couldn't see anything at all because the cloud was so thick. I think we were probably about a quarter moon or something at the moment, if that's even a thing, and there was no light whatsoever. It was absolutely pitch black, no glow from the lights of Palma or anything like that, nothing. So yeah, not quite as nice as the dream, but it was alright, it was quiet. I thought it might be my glasses that are hazy, but I think it's actually there's cloud inside the tunnel. That tunnel really comes alive when it's raining outside. So much water dripping down through, it's amazing, sounds like being in a cave. I love it. Here we are on the other side. Final little stretch back to the car. I think it's probably about a K, maybe a K and a half from here. It's about 10:30. It's been going for maybe an hour and a half, hour 45. And yeah, that's it really.